Guys, it's Manga time once again. I'm here to bring you my review of Fairy Tail 437 Magnolia, and we're back to the single chapter weeks, it seems. And after last week's 436 and the rather explosive chapter that was, with Natsu's history, Zeref's history, the human agnologia, this is definitely a bit slower, a bit more low key. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It's very much a transition chapter, however, though, into the next phase of the story. So basically the entire chapter is all about Fairy Tail finally coming back together. It's all about the big reunion. We do get to see slightly what happened leading up to the whole dissolution, and that's certainly interesting, and that will probably serve as the basis for the kind of next story arc, which will probably, mainly focus on Makarov, I suspect. But anyway, they all return back to the city, and if there's one thing about Fairy Tail that has always just been, I think, incredible, it's the artwork. The artwork is absolutely stunning. Mashimo does such an incredible job on buildings, architecture, and background specifically. They are literally phenomenal. But anyway, everyone's like, we'll tie up all the loose ends. Urza's like, I'm gonna go meet Jalal. And, basically Grey's like, don't snitch on us to the council, to Gajeel, because Gajeel and Levy are going to go file their report. And so basically everyone is kind of doing the last things they need to do before Fairy Tail can come back fully. And apparently Avatar were just a bunch of zealots, and they had nothing to say on the matter of Zeref, which is a bit disappointing. Basically, it's the whole arc a bit pointless. But, so we are reminded here that Natsu isn't the main character, or at least he's not the story's narrator. Lucy is the narrator of the story and always has been. It's nice when we go back to these kind of moments. And she's basically narrating what's going on, and she begins to tell us about the dissolution after Fairy Tail's just been annihilated, and Makarov basically says, this is the end of Fairy Tail, don't come back, don't say it. And the Fairy Tail mages are really unhappy, fairly expectedly so, but Makarov, he goes mental, he's just like, if any of you dare utter the name Fairy Tail in my presence again, there'll be consequences, and then apparently he just disappears. So I presume my prediction for why he decided to do this was Fairy Tail's in some kind of danger, some kind of serious danger from the likes of Agnologia or Zeref. Makarov possibly disbanded them for their own safety and has gone out to try and deal with the problem himself, maybe something like that. But I'm not too sure. But apparently, everyone went their separate way, as we know. And Lucy's basically saying, I don't know if I can go back to Fairy Tail because I don't know that everyone feels the same way. I mean, I managed to get letters out to the people whose addresses I knew, but she's not sure that everyone will feel the same way about Fairy Tail. She's not sure that everyone hasn't just not forgotten Fairy Tail, but left it in the rear window, she says, and they've moved on with their lives. But as she's giving this rather, this speech of hers, Kana shows up behind her, and she's like, as if we'd forget all that in just 1 year. And it's kind of cliche. It's very, very obvious by the way the speech is going that no one is going to have forgotten Fairy Tail, and that they're actually probably in for some kind of a hearty reunion. And that's what they get. Kana's like, I didn't just do nothing this past year. I tried to track down Gildarts. And then, she gets Lucy's letter revealing that even Kana, who was out in the middle of nowhere trying to find Gildarts, also could get the letters, implying that basically everyone's there. And Kana basically says what everyone's thinking, in that, Fairy Tail was her life, and without it she was barely able to function, and so she wanted to bring it back as well, and everyone else has kind of wanted to bring it back, but someone had to make the first move, and that was Lucy. And so they returned to the guild, where the guild was anyway, and everyone is standing there. And this is really cool, despite the fact that I feel most of Fairy Tail's supporting cast are a bit unforgettable. Not unforgettable, unmemorable. The complete opposite. I don't think they're particularly memorable. Some of them are cool, some of them have cool designs, but I suppose at the end of the day it's just nice seeing a bunch of vaguely familiar faces all coming back. They are... you've got the major characters of Fairy Tail, but without them, it's not really Fairy Tail. You need all the other extraneous mages as well, and it's cool to see everyone come back, and they have these couple of pages of, fluff just kind of meeting up. But then we get some major returns, Elfman, Lysana, and Mira Jane. That's pretty major. That's also pretty cool, actually. But to be honest, I'd completely forgotten we hadn't actually seen them. I completely forgot we hadn't actually seen them yet. since the whole dissolution thing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And basically, everyone comes back to Fairy Tail, and Natsu steps on the rubble, and he's like, we need to bring back our guild, and he lifts up the tattered flag of Fairy Tail, and that's the end of the chapter. It's not a bad chapter. Nothing happens really. It's a transitional chapter through and through. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. The artwork, as always, is absolutely phenomenal. It was nice seeing everyone come back. The double page spread with the other Fairy Tail members is really good. But yeah, in terms of plot, not a huge amount happened, but it was interesting to get that tiny bit of insight into what happened just before the dissolution. So hopefully we'll get to learn more about that soon. It was a bit of a shame we didn't get to see anything from 436, but that was also to be kind of expected. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this week's chapter. Did you like it as much as last time? And how happy are you to see Fairy Tail back together again as a whole guild? And yeah, just let me know what you thought of the chapter in the comments below. And always, guys, please subscribe to my videos. That'd be super great. I'd really appreciate it. But until next time, guys, see you later.